Welcome, y'all. This is the Simplest Marketing Plan office hours, office party, according to my refrigerator for April 2024. So let's talk about mind games. I actually don't see it as a negative always. And what I'm really talking about is mind games on yourself. Not other people playing mind games on you, but you playing mind games on yourself. Because sometimes I do think we have to kind of trick ourselves or manipulate ourselves in order to do what needs to be done, especially when it comes to outreach. But the one, and this is similar, is what I call the power of forgetting. And I talked about this on LinkedIn recently with a little video, but here I want to expand it. I want to put it in some context, because one of the best elements actually of the SMP Plus program is the Outreach Club, which is a 1-hour session that we do twice a month where everyone comes together to do their outreach together and to answer questions and celebrate wins and get feedback. And at the end of every outreach club, I remind everyone about the power of forgetting, because they tend to forget about the power of forgetting, actually. And what I say is, forget about everyone you just reached out to until it's time to reach out again at the next outreach club. The idea is you tell yourself, you write it down, you make an appointment with yourself, you put it in your prospect tracker. Here's when I'm reaching out next to that person. A few people seem to think I literally meant reach out to them and then forget about them and never reach out again. In fact, one person likened it to playing the lottery or playing a sweepstakes, and said that she tends to buy her ticket and then forget about it because that is better for her mind. So that's the mind game she plays on herself. But of course, practically, that's not what I meant. That was a way to think about how to not be so discouraged when what you really want to happen doesn't happen. Practically, it definitely doesn't mean just send one message. Once is not enough. In fact, as we know from the 4-step outreach campaign, which is part of the Simplest Marketing Plan, it's on page 10. The idea is to stay in touch with 4 steps as part of that campaign, but forget about the what you did in between, so that when someone responds, and if someone responds, then you will be thrilled, you will be delighted. And then you stay in touch with your content and with your content marketing. But we're just trying to be flexible, actually, in the way that we think, because I think it's very easy to become very rigid about the way that we think and the way that we do things. And I think change has to start in the mind. And so we have to just loosen up a little bit in our mind, try certain things, see if the negative works or doesn't work. It's totally up to you, but that is the big idea. In terms of follow-up, so what we're talking about in terms of outreach, the 4-step campaign is essentially a campaign of 4 steps, 3 of which are follow-up to the first one. And it tells you exactly what to say. It gives you all sorts of options and scripts there as well. And in terms of time frame, my suggestion and the way the 4-step campaign is set up actually is once a week, you reach out to this person, so that over the course of a month, you have reached out 4 times, and then you can move on for the next month to another batch. We don't recommend that you do several at a time, maybe 5 at a time, maybe 10 at a time, maybe 2 at a time. Totally up to you. We want you to do it. So do what is manageable. But I recommend weekly, because you don't want people to, you are establishing what I call mental real estate, basically. When you reach out, even if they don't respond, you are grabbing a little piece of mental real estate with your name, with your awareness. And if you wait a month before you send the second one, which is sometimes what people do, then they will totally have forgotten that little piece of real estate. It disappears very quickly. So I recommend once a week, and you're using humor, and you're just reminding them of the same thing, right? You're not necessarily even coming up with something totally brand new to say. You are just repeating why you have chosen them and why you think you can help. And generally, I always say this, 10% of the people that you reach out to will respond. Some positive, some negative, but 10% is the expectation.